I think, I've been told I can only have 8 minutes, so I better start, the video to see who is Kiwa. I'm talking today based on, as a director of Kiwa Digital. So you can see this is, one of the video we produced. You can see something's slowly coming out. That's the iPad. So we do digital publishing on the Apple platforms. Start with the iPad. So that's Harry McClary. That is, you can swipe and read, and you can touch, and you can read the word. And if you double touch, actually you can spell the word. And that is really good for the language. And the kids, you can record yourself. So it's particularly very good for learning language. And also kids love, to do the coloring. We have been at some exhibitions, and those kids just don't want to go. And one of the key features is multi-language. For one book, for Harry McClary or some other books, we can just have in one app which have different languages. And this is more for adults, which you have a voice over text. And this is a book we produced for teenager textbook to do study science. I think we can stop there now. Yeah, sorry. So who is Kiwa? So Kiwa is the world's leading production house for experiential digital books. So actually, I started investing in the company in year 2011. So I have invested in the company for 4 years. And that was a startup company. I have to say that the 4 years gave me a really interesting experience investing in a startup company. So our key products are VoiceQ, which is the key technology, which is a dubbing system. And the next one, based on this key technology, we developed our own software, which we can produce the books like Harry McClary, Wonky Donkey, Sleeping Beauty. And based on that technology, because we can use the software to produce books, so what we did is that we extend that concept to encouraging people to tell their own stories, particularly for Maori people. Some of the stories are dying, and we did and also in the schools, the students can tell their story. They edit their story in 2 days. We make a book, so they love it. And here are some of the feedback from our clients, partners. As you can see, if you can see, that is the Warner Brothers. Basically what they are saying is that VoiceQ is still the best software solution available to the dubbing industry. And also, it's actually Apple using our digital books to show best practice to its global education team. And also we're working for Sesame Street. It's after 18 months rigorous research, and they eventually choose us to be the partner for the major Asian markets, particularly Korean market. I have to say that process was really pain, but it's good. They eventually selected us. We won lots of awards. This is the last year we were the winner for New Zealand Innovation Award. And you can see that actually we started the VoiceQ is Hollywood Post Alliance Engineering Excellence Award. So what I'm trying to say, actually, New Zealand do producing something really good. And I think this is last year we also won the Gulf Education Supply and Solution Award. And it was really surprise to us. We beat Microsoft and we beat other top publishers. We win that award, right? And of course, this year we are also the finalist in the New Zealand Innovators Award and also the Middle East Award. So you would thinking that I have a really good technology, very good, products, and very good clients. Actually, our clients, you can say our clients are from very small individual authors to large publishers like Penguin, Pearson, and we also do lots of work for Ministry of Education. So you would thinking that my life, gosh, is really good, isn't it, for the last 4 years? But actually, I have to say quite often I ask God for help. So I said, dear God, how far can I go from New Zealand? it's really, I dyed my hair much earlier than I thought. and actually, give you some of my feedback, lessons I learned, and some of the observation. I think, it's very good to see Jeff, your presentation. I find New Zealanders are extremely creative. There's no doubt about it. And our products are really up to the top standard. And I also found that the founder is a Maori, and probably half of our staff actually are Maori people. So what I find is, and also whenever we do some launch of some functions, we have to have the funnel, come to do supporting our company. And what I find that they with a great sense of humor. So actually, one of the main lessons learned is don't judge trees by its barks. And it's, as I said, the products are very, are good, very professional looking. I really hope that if you can go to your iPad or iPhone, download some of the books and see the quality. And we also have a very great team, which, of course, it's for the last few years, we have substantially improved our team and the productivity. But what I really found is that by nature, actually, our business has to be a global business. We publish in digital books. Once we put on the App Store, it goes to global. And also, we have been really, really pioneer on digital publishing. When we went to Hong Kong in 2011, actually the iPad 1 even had launched in Hong Kong. So when we now, the business model, which we have been working in a very traditional paper publishing, goes to the digital publishing. The business model are very different. So we have learned a lot of hard lessons. Now we are getting a little bit clever. And I also find it's a very different mindset. I left my job with the EIT and started trying to pay a little bit more attention to see, what's happening in China. For the last 6 months, 7 months, what I find out is the mindset are very different. What we try to ask New Zealanders, for investors, quite often the questions we will ask are, what's your technology? Have you done your IP? How hard is your IP will be copied? Well, I went to China, they asked me, how many users do you have? They don't really care about your IP anymore because there is a huge new market which the company is valued based on the number of users you have. And from that point of view, I really think, the Chinese are tend to using more TMT, which is technology, media, and telecommunication, while New Zealand here, we still quite often using ICT. And what I find is here, it's just like, I found here is we have a very, very thin capital market. Of course, some people probably having different view from me, but I just thinking, when we try to raise fund in New Zealand, it's just like the little water dripping, coming like into space. So we spend so much time with a bunch of very, prominent ladies because we want to support ladies. And by the end, they said, "Can we give you $300, $300,000?" So, well, the amount of work we have put is much more than that, So there is no doubt. I think we need an international investor, and we need people who really like people like here, like the Asian New Zealand leaders. Either they have the international connections. So I think, another lesson is really, I think New Zealand should really substantially increase its digital export. The whole world has changed. What is FTA? When you're talking about digital export, we don't understand that. What are the borders? Why is shipping in 3 months? We are just 3 seconds. Right, and we are very creative. The whole world has moved to a new market, opened up, say like Facebook, Google, Alibaba, and the other companies. And I strongly felt we are such a small company in New Zealand. But all the other people, like a game, like a design, like a screen, and the digital content animation companies, we all need to work together. We have to create an ecosystem, and we can go together. And of course, for me, I really need to leverage that China huge market because, we just don't have the population. So I thought this quote from Steve Jobs is really good for me. So we asked lots of startup companies can't survive for 3 years. We have been now, it's my 4th year of investing in the company. But victory is about survival. But actually the way we are going to survive is to innovate our way out. So that I think that it really very well captured what I felt about my company.